Hello, it's Hannah Viviers. Thank you so much for joining us here on Dream Big. Today we have Meghan Els. She is 16 and we brought her on the program because of a fantastic piece that she wrote called The Real You. Thank you so much for joining us, Meghan.
Thank you for having me, Hannah.
Well, I'm not even going to take any of your time. I would like you to share what you've written. We think it's really powerful and that's why we really wanted you to come here today.
The definition of a female is a person bearing two X chromosomes in the cell nuclei, and normally having a vagina, a uterus, and ovaries. Developing at puberty, a relatively rounded body, enlarged breasts, and retaining a beardless face. A girl or woman. But that's not all there is to being female. I am one. I would know, and a teenage one at that. And I don't know about you, but I am so sick and so tired of being stereotyped by what society perceives. There's more to me than the eye may see. I am a precious gift of God, with dreams, ambitions, and with the right to breathe. I'm not some toy boys can play with and other girls can control. Nope, nuh-uh, not me. I'm an intelligent, witty, often called weird girl with a God-given purpose. This is my message. Girls, stop looking for perfection when you already own it. You are not a mistake. God made you the way you are on purpose. He wanted you to be different. He wanted you to be unique. So stop being ashamed of who you are. You see, perfection is in the imperfect things we do that most would never understand unless they see the true you. So never care what people think, say, or do. You're that one in a million, whereas they are part of the million. So stand out and be unique. Be somebody who doesn't go with the flow, but rather against the flow. Be that person everybody wishes they were, but do not have the guts to be. There is something unimaginably pure and great and awesome in you. So special and unique it cannot be defined. It's called the real you. See yourself in a different light, maybe through somebody else's eyes, and you'll soon see how incredible and how beautiful you are. You may not be society's normal, but wow, you're one amazing girl. So set the standards and be the role model for the next generation of girls. Don't be that girl who lives with all the regrets because she wanted to be part of the flow but never was really. You are beautiful, you are unique, and you are absolutely amazing. So start seeing it. Be proud of it. Love with all your heart and offer what you have to give. Respect yourself. Be a proud female. You are worth it. You are worth the wait. You are worth the ambition, and you are worth the struggle. You're not alone in this world, and you'll never be. God is always on your side. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and you'll soon find and see your God-given purpose, the one certainty. So it's up to you. Are you that one in a million, or are you part of the million?
Welcome back. We're here with 16-year-old Meghan Els. She's just done a powerful piece called The Real You. And we wanted to dig into a little bit about what inspired her to write this. Thank you so much, Meghan. That was quite something. Thank you so much for doing it. And thank you so much for asking us, to be a part of your journey and a part of this story. I wanted to ask you what it was that made you write this, because it's quite an intense piece.
Yes. I just feel, as a teenager myself, I always undervalued myself, and I wanted to be what society wanted me to be. And it really took me a long time to realize I'm not that person that society says I must be. And I just want other girls to experience it and understand that they're worth something. They're worth more than what society tells them they are.
And what did you feel society was saying to you?
That you have to be the model, where you have to be perfect beach blonde hair and skinny, and have the perfect body and be nasty in order to be popular.
And that sounds pretty common though, especially among teenagers. Like even when people talk about bullying, I think a lot of the time it's like we see like the physical side of that, but I think there's the verbal and the emotional side that doesn't get talked about as much, but I think it's just as real, right?
Yes. That you don't need anything or a standard to compare yourself by. You are the standard, and God made you the way you are. If He wanted us all to be the same, He would have made us exactly the same.
So what is it that happened for you where you were like, well, I don't have to be that person that everybody or society is saying that I have to be?
Well, I think it was when I went to high school, because in primary school I was teased and bullied a lot. So I became the bully in order to prevent being bullied. And so in high school I just put my foot down and said, I'm not going to be the bully and I'm not going to be bullied anymore, but I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to project myself in such a way that people are going to like me.
One of the things that you were saying to me, and I'd asked you if you're okay speaking with that, and you said you were. You said that we all have limitations, and you were talking to me about your physical limitations, where there's certain things you wanted to do, and you couldn't do them, and how you've worked around that. So I would like you to share a bit about that.
Well, when I was a baby, doctors diagnosed me with hemiplegia, which is paralysis of the one side of the body, and I have left hemiplegia. So when I was a little girl, all I wanted to do was to be a ballerina, but I could never do that because I wasn't physically able to. But I've had treatment since I was a baby, and with physio and occupational therapy, so my hemiplegia isn't as noticeable as other kids' hemiplegia. So if I don't tell you I have it, you wouldn't necessarily know.
And yet you said that because you wanted to be a dancer, and you felt like, well, physically you couldn't do that. You've played to your other strengths, and you're investing in that.
Yes. So instead of becoming a dancer, I found out that I have a true talent to write and create things with words, and so I've concentrated more on that than on sulking, because I can't be a dancer.
That in itself is quite an inspirational story. So for girls who feel like, well, I'm not skinny and I'm not pretty, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, what would you like to say to them?
I would just like to say, you're perfect the way you are. Just as I said in the piece, you're absolutely perfect and absolutely amazing. There shouldn't be a comparison. Just shine your little light within, and you'll just be amazed at how many people are attracted to you. Not the false you, but the real you.
You had said to me that you shared this piece with one of your teachers, and they were some of your classmates who heard it, and just you tell the story.
Okay, well, I was practicing my piece at school to my teacher so that she could give me tips on how to vocalize and how to get the message across properly. And some of my classmates were obviously there, and they overheard me. And then one or two of them came up to me and they feel, you know what, Megan, now I feel like an inspired woman, like I can do something and be something else. And then that's just when I knew, okay, now I can do it. I can share it.
Now, where do you think it comes from that most, and I don't think it's just women, I think it's just people in general, where I was saying to you that we all have these hang-ups. You might be 13, you might be 30, and we all have these insecurities and trying to compare ourselves to each other, trying to live up to the standard that's not even our standard really. But when it comes to young people and your age group and where you're at right now, where do you think that comes from of not being satisfied or secure in who they are?
I think it has a lot to do because we have a lot of role models that are celebrities, and social media has a big key factor in insecurities of people, because when you look at Facebook or you look at Twitter or Tumblr, all you see is these perfect people, what you perceive to be perfect. And I just feel so many people aren't that, and so many people are not perfect what society thinks is perfect. And I think if we take a stand now and change what society perceives as perfect as to what it perceives as imperfect, we'll be a happier and healthier society.
So for you, since you've been thinking the way that you're thinking, what has changed for you?
I recently changed schools, and I noticed that I don't have as many friends as I used to. But when I had a ton of friends, I wasn't actually very happy, because I had always had to think, okay, now I'm going out. Do I look cool enough to be with them? Am I dressed appropriately? Do I have to now throw some of my morals out the window because I'm going out with them, or like hide them under the carpet? But now that I've just completely said, okay, this is me, I'm not going to change, I've become happier.
I want to ask you about how you see yourself now. I think it came out very much in the piece that is how you see yourself, and that's how you want to inspire other young women to see themselves. So, like, if you were to, in a nutshell, just say, well, this is who I believe Meghan is, and why you believe that about yourself.
Well, I believe I'm a very attractive young lady. I'm not the skinniest person out, but I'm happy with that because I'm comfortable in my own skin. And I'm very intelligent and very smart with words and witty, and I can keep you on your toes, and I love animals and books and colour and art, and I like expressing myself through words and pictures and art, and I just feel that's me now.
That is so incredible, because a lot of people, if you were to ask them, and again, it's not even about age, you were to ask them, like, what do you love about yourself? Sometimes people just, like, I don't know, we just don't, either you don't say it or you don't appreciate it about yourself. How important is that for people, and for young women in particular, to say, this is what I'm good at, this is what makes me so amazing, and to really just have like this, I'm really pretty phenomenal.
I think it's extremely important, because if you know who you are, you won't be shoved around so easily, and you'll be a concrete block in the grass, as I like to say. You're not going to move, well, in the wrong direction. I think it's incredibly important to know who you are within, because then you won't take on the persona of others. And society says if you tell yourself you're beautiful and you're incredible and special, that's vain. But it's the truth. You may not look the same as a celebrity, but you are beautiful and you are special and you're absolutely amazing in your own little special wrapped up gift way.
Yeah. So are you? This is the second piece I've heard from you now. There's another piece that you said to me a while ago. So this is the second piece I'm hearing from you, and it all seems to have that same theme of, like, you know, believe in yourself. You're so awesome. You've got to see how amazing you are. Like, with the body of work that you're wanting to create, because it sounds very much like this is what you're passionate about. Like, what is your overall message when you say that you're really great at writing, and you've seen that you're great at delivering what you write?
I just want people to see what their worth is, not what people tell them they're worth. Like, there's this famous saying that says, if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, the fish will always feel stupid, which is so true. So if you're going to judge yourself because you're not pretty, or if you're not tall, or if you're not as smart as the next girl, you're going to feel stupid. And that's just not true.
Megan, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your piece. Thank you for coming. It was really wonderful having you. And I really appreciate what you're doing, because I'm inspired as a grown woman. I'm a mom with kids, and I'm inspired by what you're doing. And I just pray that you're going to continue doing what you're doing and continue being so awesome, because it is creating a lot of impact with young women, that they can see somebody like you, who's like them, and you're just walking this really amazing, strong path. So that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.